Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Welcome to my series on seed starting in Zone 8. In this series, I've been telling you exactly what you need to plant in your seed starts, plant outside, transplant every single week so that you can be on time and on schedule for this coming spring. I'm really looking forward to this spring, and I hope everyone is being safe and everything is okay with the current tornadoes going on. I know we've kind of buttoned down the hatches here a little bit, although it's looking like we're gonna be totally fine, but I hope you and your family are well. And I'm excited to tell you what we need to do this week in Zone 8 in order to be ready for our last frost date, which is coming up on April 10th if you're up here in Zone 8A with me. So what we need to do this week is very simple. We need to start some cucumbers and we're gonna transplant our lettuce. If you started your lettuce when I talked about starting lettuce, you'll notice they're having a lot of true leaves. They're getting to be really big and it's time for them to go outside. If you have multiple that have sprouted up in one pot, you can separate those out and put them anywhere between, I'd say 5 to 8 inches apart. You wanna leave enough space for the heads to grow, but lettuces don't have like a super deep root system that's gonna need a lot of space. So 8 inches on those should be good. I know some people are asking for a little bit more information on planting, like how spacing should go and everything like that. So yeah, 5 to 8 inches on those lettuces once you transplant them out there should be plenty. And that's really simple. Let me pull out the cucumber that I'm gonna be starting today and I will show you the lettuce that I'm gonna be transplanting. It's actually raining outside right now, so I'm not gonna bring my camera out there to transplant that lettuce, but go ahead and get that out there, get that spacing. Lettuce is like one of my favorite things to grow because it's always like going bad in the fridge, but when you're growing it outside, you can just pull off the leaves that you need immediately and you won't have any problems. So let's go ahead and grab that cucumber. All right, here are the cucumbers that I have. I have a pickling cucumber that I'm gonna start. I've also got just a regular like market cucumber that are good to eat like right off the vine, but not great for pickling. And then these are the cucumbers that I grew last year and they did pretty well. They're an heirloom variety, so that's nice. And I just got all of these from Lowe's, nothing special on my cucumbers. That's not something that I get from like Johnny Seeds, just because they're not really my favorite. So I don't spend a lot of money or investment in them. And then these are some seeds that I saved from a cucumber last year that was like really big and really good. I try and just to save the seeds of the like fruit that I actually really like. And so I'll probably start a couple of these and then a couple of each of my other varieties, but not too many because like I said, cucumbers like aren't my absolute favorite. And so I won't start too many of those. I have some spots that I have planted now, so I'm gonna be filling those back in. That's kind of the cycle of things. I only have one light, as you can see here. And so I just plant what I have. And as things go out, I start more seeds and it all works out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start these cucumbers and then plant that lettuce. Don't forget, I won't be taking you with me to do that. Like I said, it's raining, but go ahead and get those cucumbers started and transplant your lettuce. All right, if you weren't here on my previous videos, I use cut up yogurt cups, like the big size yogurt containers. I cut those up and then just use these as my little seed markers. So I'm gonna make my little seed markers for these. I also like to say every time, if this is your first video with me, no worries, go back and watch. The rest of them, I'll put them up here like throughout this current video so you can go check them out. And you can go ahead and start things that I said to start earlier. There's a lot of flexibility in gardening. So there's no big deal if you haven't seen the previous videos or this is your first one and you're like, oh no, I'm behind. Like, it's not a set schedule like it is with, I guess, a lot of things in life. Gardening has a lot of flexibility. So just go back and watch those videos and go ahead and start the things that I started in those previous weeks. And you'll be just fine. You'll be a little behind, but it's really not a big deal. And make sure you subscribe so that next year when this time comes around, you don't miss it. I like to start out, the light. I like to start out by getting the soil really wet. That way, once you put your seeds in, they don't get washed out. So go ahead and water where I'm gonna be planting these. You want about 1/2 inch deep on your cucumbers. And I usually plant 2 in each little cell. All right, this is about what your lettuce should look like if you planted it when I did, so that's definitely ready to go outside. And I will just, you see how multiple seeds sprouted here? I think there's 3 there, and there's 2 here. So I will separate these 3 apart and then plant those, and that's good. A lot of things are coming up. Got our tomatoes, they're starting to look pretty good. Only 1 okra, so I'm probably gonna plant some more okra. This is where I just did my cucumbers. I ended up doing 2 of the pickling cucumbers, 1 like regular cucumber and 1 of quote unquote my cucumbers. Just a few peppers starting to come up now. Swiss chard starting to get some real leaves. Kale starting to get some real leaves. My cilantro is starting to get some real leaves. These 2 tomatoes are doing really well. They've got a couple true leaves, as well as that one in the back. Broccoli back here basically all has a true leaf now. And a true leaf is just one that actually like takes the shape of the vegetable. These are the first leaves that this put out, and then this would be considered its first true leaf. Lots of beets go in here, lots of different arugula, bunch of different greens over here as well. Some from Johnny Seeds starting to get their first true leaves like I was talking about. Some cabbage that needs to go outside, actually I planted that late. Some more kales over here and here. Lots of true leaves on this one here, and some spinach. All right, so I'm gonna plant that outside and I'll be right back. That's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys back here next Thursday for the continuation of our seed planting schedule for Zone 8. Bye.